Hello, my pretties. What's up? It's your host, the Lion Queen, and today, welcome to episode 248 of Shadows and Pretties. So, today in this episode, I'm going to do a Muppet movie review because I haven't done one since, Muppet Family Christmas. But I also did a few Muppet ones like Muppet Christmas Carol, Muppets Wizard of Oz, Muppets Take Manhattan, Muppet Family Christmas. Those are the ones that I have reviewed so far on Shadows and Pretties, and I also did Muppet Treasure Island too. I almost forgot about that. So today I thought I would do a review on this movie that came out in 1979 called The Muppet Movie. Now, this is a very older movie, so a lot of people really remember this one. Most people who have watched it on VHS as a kid probably will remember this movie. So, anyways, this stars, people like Frank Oz, Jerry Nelson, Richard Hunt, um, Jim Henson, etc. So this Muppet movie came out in 1979, and this basically is a pretty good Muppet movie, in my honest opinion, as well as the other Muppet movies I have seen. Now, I will do the Great Muppet Caper review sometime in the future. I will do a review on that, as well as Kermit's Swamp Years and Muppets from Space, whenever I get the time to, check out the Muppet movies, because I haven't watched them in like a long time. Hell, I haven't watched this movie in ages, and this movie's still a pretty good one. Even though it came out in 79, it feels like an 80s movie too. So, before I get started with this, movie, I am going to say right now that it's got pretty good voice acting and some voice actors too. Like, we got pretty good puppeteers who've been around, like, the main guys like Jim Henson, Frank Oz, Jerry Nelson, etc. I personally really enjoyed it, and I thought it was a pretty good movie. I mean, we got, cameo guest stars who were in this movie. We also got some human characters, which I thought they were pretty neat. And of course, after the box office of The Muppets, it has grown to the success of The Muppet Show, so they decided to, make a movie based on The Muppets. So, even though the filming began in July 5th of 1978 and it continued for 87 days during the summer and fall of that year, each minute took a day to be filmed in filming locations such as Albuquerque, New Mexico, as well as parts of Los Angeles and Northern California, including San Fernando do Valley. So, I mean, with the whole filming, it took a long time, but eventually they released this movie to the public. And it was pretty big hit in the theaters, and a lot of people really liked the Muppets. So today I'm gonna go ahead. Before I go ahead and review this movie, I'm gonna say this is one of the first Muppet movies after the Muppet Show they made. So I'm gonna go ahead and explain the plot of this movie in case for those who haven't watched this movie in a really long time and would want a refresher. Well, they've come to the right place. But even for those who have not seen the movie yet, it's still worth checking this movie out. For those who have not seen the movie, it's worth checking out. You will not be disappointed. I mean, if you grew up with the Muppets as a kid, you will like this one. So the story basically opens with the Muppets sitting down in a private screening to watch a movie, not only for a screen testing, but as a pache of how they all met. So Kermit the Frog, it takes place where he lives in a simple life in a Florida swamp. After he plays his banjo and sings a song called Rainbow Connection, he is approached by Bernie, who is a talent agent who encourages Kermit to pursue a career in show business. Inspired by the idea of making millions of people happy, Kermit sets off on a cross-country trip to Hollywood. This is when Kermit meets Fozzie Bear. Yes, he's the comedian guy. He's pretty funny, who's working with a hapless stand-up comedian, and Kermit invites Fozzie on his journey. As the two set off in Fozzie's 1951 Studebaker, which is a super old vehicle, but are soon pursued by interpreter Dr. Hopper, also played by Charles During, and his assistant Max Austin Pendleton. in an attempt by Hopper to convince Kermit to be the new spokesfrog of Hopper's struggling French fried frog legs restaurant franchise. Horrified, Kermit kindly refuses as he and Fozzie drove away. Unwilling to accept Kermit's refusal, Hopper resorts to increase and forceful means of persuasion. In an old church that Kermit and Fozzie met the rock band Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. Yep, those are the guys, from the Muppets that play music. I mean, they're pretty cool band. I mean, it's pretty much good like AC/DC. And the band singer and their manager Scooter, who helps them disguise their car, drive in on as they meet to join Gonzo and his girlfriend Camellia the chicken, who are also interested in becoming movie stars. So they trade in for failing vehicles at a used car lot when they were met with Sweet Tums, and they invite Sweet Tums to come with them. But eventually he runs away and the others drive away, only for Sweet Tums to emerge and reveal that he only got one pack of his gone to pack his things. The group eventually meets Miss Piggy at a county fair, as she and Kermit immediately become love-stricken with each other. Yep, love at first sight. Hey, we all know that, Kermit's with Miss Piggy. A lot of people ship them, which I find that ship to be cute. When Kermit and Miss Piggy meet for dinner that night, Hopper and Max sneak up on Miss Piggy and abducted her as bait to lure Kermit. When Kermit arrives at the designated location, mad scientist Professor Krassman, who is played by Mel Brooks, tries to brainwash Kermit into performing in Hopper's advertisements, but Miss Piggy furiously knocks out Hoop, Hopper's henchman, and causes Krassman to be brainwashed by his own device. However, immediately after the fight and saving Kermit, Miss Piggy receives a job offer and promptly abandons a devastated Kermit. Eventually later, joined by Ralph the dog, and is reunited with Miss Piggy along the way, the Muppets continue their journey to Hollywood, but their car breaks down in the desert. Setting out a campfire, the group sadly realizes that they will likely miss the audition the next day. Kermit wanders off, ashamed for bringing his friends on a fruitless journey, but some personal reflection restores his commitment, and he returns to the camp where he discovers the Electric Mayhem have come to their rescue. Having to be learned by their plight by reading ahead of the film's script, for wealth breaking, the Mayhem offered to drive the rest of the entire group on the rest of the way on their bus. So the group is informed by a reformed Max and Hooper had hired an assassin, Snake Walker, played by Scott Walker, to kill Kermit, so Kermit decides to face his aggressor and propose a Western-style showdown by a nearby ghost town, where they find the inventor Dr. Bunsen and Honeydew and his assistant Beaker. Kermit confronts Hopper with an appeal to Hopper's own hopes and dreams, but Hopper is unmoved by his orders, and he orders his henchmen to kill Kermit and his friends. They are saved when one of Honeydew's inventions, the Insta-Grow pills, temporarily enlarges the Mayhem drummer Animal. Yep, we all know who he is, who frightens away at Hopper and his henchmen for good. So once the Muppets reach the Hollywood studio, they finally meet the studio executive Lou Lord, who is played by Orson Welles, who signs the Muppets to do a standard rich, famous contract. The first to take an attempt to perform the script goes awry when Gonzo crashes the prop into a rainbow. Then when the explosion blows the hole in the roof of the studio, however, a real rainbow shines through the hole and onto the Muppets. Joined by the other Muppet characters from Sesame Street, Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas, and the Land of the Gorge, the Muppets all sing together. Sweet Tums then tears through this movie screen in the theater, ending the film by catching up with the rest of the crew as they congratulate each other on their performances, thus how the movie ends. What a really great story, and I'm really glad that, with the Muppets, they have, characters from Sesame Street, Land of the Gorge, and even included Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. So, besides Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas, I will be reviewing that movie for December this year. So, that movie, I can definitely say right now, I'll be sure to review that one, because that was a pretty good Muppet-related Christmas movie. Well, the characters of its own self is a pretty good movie, and even the plot of it, and even though it's like over 40 years old, the movie still holds pretty good childhood memories, and it's still a pretty good movie from from well from years ago. The fact that the characters all looked really fantastic, and they're funny too. I mean, they were funny in their own way, and the characters were made to be funny throughout the whole thing. And I mean, hell, I even like the fact that Fozzie was the one driving the car and singing with Kermit in one of the scenes, which I thought that one was funny. And it was pretty interesting to see, all the Muppets working together to get through, their problems, like whatever problems they run into or they have, and they manage to work together and they solve the issues and just move on with their day. It's a pretty good film. I really recommend it. Now, I will be reviewing maybe other Muppet movies that I have not touched yet. Although the only ones I have done so far is, um Muppets Wizard of Oz, Muppet Treasure Island, Muppet Christmas Carol, and as well as the Muppet Family Christmas. So those are the only ones that I have reviewed, and now it's the Muppet movie. So I will do the Great Muppet Caper sometime in the future whenever I have the chance. Oh, wait a second. I'm missing another movie I reviewed. Muppets Take Manhattan. That was another one. I will do the Great Muppet Caper sometime, as well as Muppets from Space, etc. I will be doing the rest of those in the future. Just depending on whenever I have the time, I will review the rest of the Muppet movies whenever I can. And about Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas, I'm definitely going to review that for Christmas this year. Like for the Christmas season this year in 2023, you could definitely bet on this that I will definitely review that movie. If I remember to, I will definitely do that. But I'm going to make sure I put that in my mental notes to be sure to review that one, because it's a pretty good Muppet Christmas special. So, I guess with that being said and that being the case, this is just simply my own personal opinion on this movie, and if you happen to disagree with me, that's perfectly fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions in regards to these movies, and this is just simply my own personal thoughts. I'm going to give this movie a 10 out of 10. It's a flat out amazing Muppet movie. It's pretty much something from my childhood that I personally really enjoyed. I mean, it's an older movie, yes, but I still personally liked it. And I still like this movie even today. Even though I'm an adult now, I still personally really thought it was a good movie. And it's a good movie for people of all ages. I highly recommend you check out this movie if you haven't. It is on YouTube. I know there's a full movie you could buy on YouTube, but there is, I think there's clips of it on YouTube you could also watch as well. But like I said, if you have this on DVD or VHS, you're probably lucky. I don't have this on VHS or DVD, so there's definitely that. But other than that, I personally really recommend this movie. It's a pretty good one, and you will not be disappointed. So I guess with that being said and that being the case, what did you guys personally think of this movie? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what we have done personally to help make the movie a lot better? Feel free to leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below, because I'd like to hear what you guys think about this movie. So this is a pretty good movie. I highly recommend maybe refreshing your memories if you haven't watched this one in like ages. Like I think I'm gonna have to rewatch this movie because I haven't seen it in so long. Now, anyways, with that being said and that being the case, I recommend this movie. Now, with that being said, what did you guys personally think of this story or movie? Did you like the movie? Did you not? Also, what we have done personally to help make the movie a lot better. Feel free to leave me know what your thoughts down in the comments below. I know if I said that before, I apologize because, well, I do tend to repeat myself. But, with all that aside, I'm the Lion Queen. I want to thank you so much for watching today's video. And if you're new to my channel, be sure to leave this video a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell for notifications to when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Peace out.